Pokey?
I was trying to start the stream up.
Still with the same title. Hate this game. Based.
Yeah, that's just never gonna change. Unless they separate PC players.
Fortnite again.
Yeah, I had a dad complain.
You had a dad complain?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if you go to one of my streams, it's named like Shart Night, Fart Ass, Fart Butt, Fart Night.
Yeah, I remember those.
Well, no, it was like all of them in one. I just went all out on one.
Oh.
And he commented, he's like, starting to not be so family friendly. Like that, just a little small comment. I was like, yeah.
That's actually pretty funny.
I guess he's right.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Although I think it's the same guy who, like, I made this giveaway thing, and I hid all the codes within the video, and then they had to figure out what order they went in to unlock the V-Bucks. And like some dad did it. I was like, okay, that was meant for kids, but congratulations, you know, on the. Babe, do you have any shield? I know, right? I'm right behind you, Georgie. I only need one. I think it's a bot. To me, that guy in the face. That was awesome. Do you not want that? Where's the mini at?
I threw it in. Sorry, I picked it up again, I guess. Doink.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Joey said he'd get on after one game. I'll jump on.
I think he said that he was going to be making stuff in the air fryer, right?
You need a hug or something? Yeah, he was making some in his air fryer.
Always from you.
Okay, go ahead and give me a hug, too.
Cool, I'm getting shot at.
Dante's about to die. I'm gonna take this big pot. Big pot, grab this gun, hug, save Dante. Where is Dante? Where were they shooting at you from? On the theater?
They were shooting over.
Yeah, they're on theater. Knock.
There's still one on the stairs.
Oh, I have two of them on me.
I'm coming, babe.
I got one. I got
One, thank you.
There's another person shooting.
I think it's a... Here, double res with me real quick.
And a bot.
Some medkit there too.
Yeah, it's a bot and an NPC. There's a purple sub here if somebody wants it. Yeah, I'm glad we played COD. I don't really know why I quit playing that. I love that game. Other than the marshals.
I'm not good at it right now.
Yeah, I'm glad that I just immediately jump in after months and just been able to play basically how I was too before. But I played a lot of Call of Duty. Yeah.
Me either.
Just so sad. I used to be like, I was getting really good at it when I stopped playing.
Like, I think the last times that we played was probably the same time when we did that zombies a little bit.
Yeah, and then we stopped after that. It was a while ago.
It was a long time ago.
I miss Outbreak, that was so much fun.
Yeah, I love that too.
Hey guys, there's some slurp guys here. Wait for Tib.
She doesn't need to know about this. There's someone on the reboot.
God. Not anymore.
Are they real?
That's Vegeta.
Whatever, Tiffany. It's all the same to me.
Okay.
Did you kill everybody, Dante?
Nope. That one's still alive.
Come here, Dante. That's double res. Get you healed up, guys. Oh, both you guys need your help. Do you need this auto, babe?
What? I just picked up a blue one.
Okay, cool. Hello, Mr. Lion. There is a new squad here. What the hell? Don't go out there, babe. Don't. They're angling you. We killed 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lead them away, and then maybe you guys will be able to get a jump on them. I'm gonna go up to the top of the theater.
Oh no, I'm getting shot at.
Help me, help.
Yeah. It's a full squad. It's a different squad.
Okay. My way back.
I only have 2, but it's better than nothing.
Anything helps at this point. Alright, let's get it.
I'm getting triple teamed, so I'm kind of in a bad position to really help.
Yeah, I got some money. Yeah, I'm gonna go over here. Into that bush, hopefully, if I can make it.
Killed 1. What's going on with you guys?
Getting chased.
They're both on me. What the hell?
I made it to the bush.
Don't go that way.
Never mind, someone's shooting at me, I think.
Is there 2 teams here?
I got 1 white.
There's 2 teams. No wonder.
Got 1.
Nice hit.
I tried.
Oh. Well, you guys got 2 of them, it looks like.
Why is there so many people? Holy cow.
I got the green lion man.
Oh, storm's coming, I'm gonna die.
They thirsted me, so.
There's a rift on my body. If you want, I'm in that bush to your right.
He should be pretty much dead. I think they just rushed him. Yeah. That's the one that I killed.
Where did he go?
Go to your right.
I think that's a bot.
Should be a rift in there if you want it.
I'm probably gonna reboot you guys here.
Time to haul ass to my bush. Grab all my shit.
And if he pushes, I'm dead, but we need to save this rift for getting to the zone.
Something to heal with. There should be bandages in there to your right.
Get your stuff, try to get your shield, and we'll rift soon. Oh, I try to get my health up.
Yeah, Joy's here. Is all my stuff gone? Oh no, it's on here. I got so scared for a second.
We fought a lot of people in a row right there.
Yeah, we gotta hurry up.
There's that campfire. I know.
I'm on my way to you right now. Okay.
Here, Dante. Eat that. Babe, where are you at?
I haven't been able to find any shield, but...
Here, stay on the fire for a second. Damn it, it's only 1 mini. Okay. You guys ready?
Yep.
Zone is so far away, like how. Hey, Dante. Watch death out.
Okay.
I mean, we both love Naruto quite a lot, so you might end up being like, oh my god, that show was the best show. Hippie, you were right. And I do love Naruto. Great story. Amazing story. But I don't go back and watch Naruto.
Yeah, that's because it'll take you like a year.
Yeah, that is
I
true.
wonder why.
It would be nice if they went back and, like, what is it called, where they cut out all the bullcrap?
Just cut out all the fillers.
Yeah, they cut all the filler stuff.
I think there's like Reddit things where they have lists of what you
Please
should
don't be
watch.
real. If they're real, we're dead.
I think I saw them out there. I saw one right here.
Oh. Bots? Very much so bots. There's one more.
Somebody in the storm.
Yeah, there's a big pot right here for you guys.
There's 3. I'm getting shot by real players. That's unfortunate. Are they real?
No.
Okay.
He died.
I have
They've
one
got
big pot.
minis. Getting shot again.
They're still coming.
Oh, bomb me.
Big pot right there. I just
Got
freaked
it.
out because of bots. Okay.
Another. Okay. Oh shit!
Freaking kidding me.
So many bots.
Oh, we need to go this way anyways. There's little fruit thingies we can eat right here. Babe, what do you think? Did you like Naruto or Death Note more?
I mean, they both had good aspects about them.
Mm-hmm. About equal to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you guys need to do is watch Spy X Family.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna release the dub soon. It's a pretty it's a relatively new show, but I heard that the dub is also really good. So
They just
Josh told
finished
me.
a fight right here. Oh, okay. I don't
Person
even
that just
remember.
launched up. I think they're on their way to us.
Was it anime or no?
No.
Yeah, it's anime.
I really hope that guy doesn't shoot us. Another big pot right here. Oh, but that's a sub. You're trying to get us to watch a sub again.
I just said that they're gonna release it with dub.
I did ignore that part.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you learn how to listen, we wouldn't be having this problem, would we?
I'm not that bad of a listener, right, babe?
Yes, yes, you
Sometimes.
I was talking to Joey.
are.
Right, Joey? Back me up, bro. We got a really good bush right here. Guessing that he's using his air fryer. Ah. Go
I
away,
need
wolf.
one of those.
There's a dog running at you.
Yeah, I had to jump on
Made
him.
friends.
There's that house. But there's only 3 other... Oh, there's only 3 trios right now. So there actually might be one at that house, and then probably 2 over by the Sleepy Sound. Even if the sky falling down.
Hi, Bella.
Someone's here. That was hilarious.
Oh, that's the guy that we killed earlier. His teammates are somewhere.
Hopefully they don't Kamehameha the bush.
Oh,
They're setting us on fire? Where did that come from?
up here, I think.
Yep. Shoot my doggy bastard.
Oh, so now you
Got
like
him.
dogs.
Only if they're in a video game.
Not the one that you have, no.
Hopefully that beam doesn't come our way. Alright, where's this other dude at? There's one guy left on their team.
Yeah.
3 teams of 5. I really took fall damage, are you kidding me?
I got a mid mist, I can throw it at you.
Okay, I'll come back then. Let's go ahead and rotate, yeah, to the right of the zone.
Right? Okay.
Up into zone, yeah, I don't know why I was going that way. Well, I saw some loot. Spray me. Spray me with the mid-mist. Oh, there's one there too, but it doesn't, it's okay.
Stop moving!
I'm dodging bullets if I get shot.
You're annoying. Oh yeah, you're dodging bullets if you get shot.
Yeah, Dante. There's no way there's somebody not in here.
Person is over there. Probably.
By the fire?
Yeah. By the fireflies.
There's a reboot van.
There's nobody in here.
It's 2 teams of 3, so a duo and a solo. That's not bad. We should be able to handle that, unless that duo is really good. Gimme, gimme.
Come here, mommy!
Come here, mommy.
Solo's right there. He must be over that hill.
Oh yeah, he is, I see him.
That team. Oh.
119 on the duo.
Where's
My
the
cane
duo?
just froze. They're actually over this hill. It's kind of interesting. Really? You're flying in? Damn, we missed every shot there.
Hey, there's one coming up. He's sneaking up on us. Oh, he's rebooting.
Someone's trying to reboot.
No, Goku.
Getting shot.
That's a bad Goku.
I got him.
Thank you, Tiff.
Come out wherever you are. On top of the house. He's tagging me quite a lot, unfortunately.
Inside the house, he just jumped. He's got a cloud.
Are we gonna really chase the person?
Yes. Almost got him. Yes, sir.
Cammy. Hey, babe.
The way you ninja ran. Karen! You just give her a hug. Oh wait, we're returning the lobby, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That was a really good game. Because we started and we were just fighting forever in our original spot.
Oopsie daisy.
Oops, I did it again.
No, babe. No. There's one song that's not okay, it's that one.
Where's my heart? Got lost in
They're
the
playing that
game.
at the Big Time Rush concert. Sick.
Come on, Tiff.
Oh, baby, baby. What was I doing? I forget what I was doing. I'm in such a weird place where I don't know what to do to make money on YouTube right now. And I'm just not making money, and I'm just eating away at my bank account.
felt like that was a cry for help right there, a little bit.
Might have been.
Might have been. Like, I don't know.
Everybody's like, ugh, let's just hope he doesn't say anything. Let the topic go by. Meliodas. Wait, Dante, you haven't watched Seven Deadly Sins, have you?
No.
You haven't seen two of our favorite animes, which is pretty crazy to me.
That is crazy.
But you enjoyed Attack on Titan, though, right?
Yeah, I haven't caught up to it too much recently. I think the last one was when thing happened to Levi.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just missing out on some of the best animes there are. You know how many animes we've watched and they don't come close to like the top 5, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm suddenly very tired.
Oh, I don't care.
Epic Dante moment. Yeah.
No, I really am going to annoy you until you watch Death Note.
Death Note.
It's probably just gonna block me.
I really think you telling me to watch Death Note repeatedly is annoying.
Thank you for the tip.
Sorry to burst your bubble, bud.
That means I just gotta change the tactic.
I don't really know what to do that would annoy me, guys. Or, it's pretty hard for you guys to annoy me.
So that's how I felt about Tiff. I was like, there's gotta be something to piss her off. And then I figured out what it was. And then I forgot.
Me, and then we got back together.
I got back together and told her I would never do that again. And then I forgot what it was, and then I spent hours trying to get her to tell me. And now I can't remember what it was. What was it, babe?
Something that makes my head hurt.
Oh, my singing.
Oh. Focus.
God.
Hello. Goodbye.
Hello, hello.
Don't know why I say goodbye. I say love.
Hello.
I don't know why I'm curious. Really? You like the Beatles?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Hold on. There you go, bud.
I only got into the Beatles when I smoked weed in high school.
Oh. That guy just
Incoming?
really like, ugh. Oh my god, that scared me.
You know, a good song by them is All the Lonely People.
Mm-hmm. That's not even the name of the song, but...
What the fuck ever? What is it called?
Abbey Road?
What is it called?
I don't remember either. But I
Oh,
know
so
it's
it
not
could be the name of the song.
No, it's absolutely not the name of the song, but nice try, Hippie. I really appreciate you trying to prove me wrong there, however, that's
I
just
did.
not
I was
possible.
trying to use logic on you, but I'm fairly confident that you know what you're talking about. But you also don't know the name of the song, which is kind of funny as well.
I'm like a giant Beatles fan, so it's I'm pretty sure it's just...
I really hope you're wrong right here. I'm gonna look it up.
Hey Siri, play Eleanor Rigby.
I hate you.
I think this is it.
You really like your Beatles, damn.
Mm-hmm. My dad's a huge classic rock guy, so naturally I also developed that in order to try and make our relationship better. But of course...
How'd that work for you?
It worked okay.
My dad,
Okay.
Now I have an unironic obsession with classic rock.
That's interesting that it didn't push you in the opposite direction.
I love classic rock.
Well, then again, like a lot of different type of music. So.
Yeah, you basically like everything.
Except for like hardcore screamo.
Hey, I dropped a mid-miss for some calm mamas.
No, this one song that I used to really like by them when I was into them was Hey Jude.
That's a great song too.
That was a good song.
Take a sad song and make
don't need
it
to sing it for us, that's a great
better.
song.
Remember. I actually don't know the lyrics. I do that thing where you just
Your pants.
let her into your penis.
I said
I feel like
pants.
it should go the other way.
You did say pants and then I ruined it. Does somebody want a mythic submachine gun? Because I don't really care for that.
I have 10 splashes.
Wait, I forgot to plant my plant.
It has 10 splashes. It has 2 kegs. It has 2 kegs, a Kami Mama, and a Rift.
Call me your
I
mommy.
have a DMR and a shotgun.
I have...
Every time we say Kami Mama, it just continues to devolve.
That's what I'm looking forward to, is to see what it eventually becomes.
Oh, I just threw up in my mouth. Oh, that was the good stuff right there.
Your acid reflux did that?
Yeah.
I'm about to eat some
Oh, there's
cheeses,
chunks of meat.
crackers, and cheese.
That's some severe acid reflux. Did her
Yeah,
throwing up
she
in her
was-
mouth make you think of food?
It's like, I just threw up in my mouth. And Tip's like, nah, I can eat some cheeses.
Yum.
I threw up in my mouth a little bit during the last game, but that was really just I really just threw up in my mouth right there. It was totally epic.
Yeah, I've had acid reflux my entire life, and like that sounds like...
It only happens to me every once in a while.
No, it's worse when it's like the actual just straight acid.
Have you tried drinking a bunch of like Fiji water that's in the freezer?
No, that sounds like it would really hurt my teeth.
Do you not use fluoride when you brush your teeth?
I just have really sensitive teeth.
Yeah, fluoride like numbs everything.
Well, I have a fluoride toothpaste. It's just
Really? You have very
Well, I
sensitive
also-
teeth.
I mean, I had to get a couple cavities filled, but it's not even like my bad teeth that are super sensitive. It's just that would really bother my teeth a lot.
Well,
Mine's my
Sorry.
front teeth.
Yeah, that would really bother my front teeth.
you don't like cold
Like-
drinks because it hurts your mouth?
No, I like cold drinks.
Okay, whatever.
I just never use a straw, because if I don't, it's gonna really hurt my teeth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I started
I'm drinking
drinking,
ice water right now.
or, you know, a couple of things that really helped me with acid reflux is like one, well, yeah, removing hot liquids. Like, you know how you drank that coffee or whatever the other day and it like messed up your stomach.
Yeah.
Drinking a ton of
That was
like,
funny.
did you eat that day? Or did you just
Well,
not
no,
eat?
the reason my stomach was upset was because I had coffee, and then I had eggs and toast, and I put like an ungodly amount of hot sauce on the eggs. So it was all the coffee mixed with all the hot sauce.
Yeah, you might as well just put like hot sauce in coffee. Babe, there's a purple auto in here.
I'd love that.
I have a purple, I know.
That we might be onto something. You get that extra kick of caffeine and like the high of like dumbass. Can't think of how to say that. Never mind.
The high of dumbass.
My
I don't
brain
need
just stopped
caffeine
working.
For that, baby, let's go. I started taking my meds again.
Ah. You
That's
did.
Awesome, this car blew up.
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious.
Luckily, my body, I think, is still used to my meds, because I remember the first time I took my meds, it literally made me, like, oh.
You jacked my car up. Holy cow.
Check my car up, what are you talking about? But anyways, the first time I took my meds, it, like, turned me into a,
Person?
NPC.
Robot.
Yeah, I was, like, brain dead for 2
Person.
weeks.
To the
Where?
north. To the north.
Dante, we gotta go. You wanna jump on, Dante?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, literally right there.
No, sir.
Nice
No,
try, idiot.
no Kamehameha.
No calling you your mommy. Hey, do you want this rift?
I've got two.
Rift?
I've got two.
Rift.
Raved. I will take the
You want
raved.
it?
I've got two rifts. I can't carry anymore.
Dante,
I think Joey said he'll take it.
Oh, okay, okay.
you could eat this mushroom and get your health all the way full.
They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming straight north. They're about to shoot me in the ass.
Sounds like there's no problem
You
returning.
get a big pipe for me. Oh, they're coming.
Oh boy!
Why are they shooting me? They shot past you guys. Babe,
Are you guys gonna get in the...
watch out. Well, I think we have to fight these guys. Are we all dead?
No, Joey's almost dead.
Why are they all on me? Okay, I just need to leave. Holy fuck.
I'm gonna sing the doom song.
Holy shit. Wait, we killed one? It should have only been 3.
He's grabbing our loot and I'm running away.
Third party?
Did they? Okay.
No, I'm coming.
I'm not there. I'm healing until I get
East-ish,
back.
northeast.
They are fighting, babe?
Oh, I almost had him. 30 white. Goku's right
There's
on
one
us.
right there.
Are they
Yeah.
getting third partied or not?
Yeah,
No,
no,
it
he's
was
about to kill
me.
me.
I was DMR, man.
I feel like everyone's
We're getting
saying
third party.
different answers. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I said third
that's right.
party.
I know, but people keep saying no and yes and no and yes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they weren't getting third party guys. It was me. Our rift to go came from a different
But
end.
Joey keeps saying no.
Joey was the party.
I am the third party. Walter White's back. Sweet. Like the part where nothing happened when I shot. If I can't reboot you guys, you'll have your stuff right here. Sheesh.
There's only one shot in there. You have one bullet.
That's all I need, babe.
Okay.
Right, dumbass.
Don't you shut the fuck up. Please don't shoot me.
Stop it, I was trying to be cool.
They took all of my species.
No, they're right there.
No, they
No, they
didn't.
didn't. They were there.
They have some. Well, I have 10 of them.
Yeah, you got GX. I'm upset. I had a bunch
I'm
of
gonna
really good stuff.
grab this, go third party them, reboot, and come back and get your stuff, and then rotate is the plan.
Joke.
Where's my
We'll see.
sniper at?
You threw it down.
Oh
for
shit,
flashes.
oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh
Are you
shit.
sure
Okay.
it's gonna go according to plan, Tom? It's really it's pretty nuts.
No, our stuff's gone.
Actually, maybe I don't need to go get them. What just happened? Did that pig just destroy some tires that then fell onto that truck?
I think
Oh,
there
it
were
was a
two
dog.
pigs fighting. Oh yeah, it was a
Poor
pig and a dog.
dog.
You guys can grab your stuff, and then I'll go try to see if I can kill everybody else.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. Oh, it was a 2-tick. I was wondering why I was dying so fast. Holy cow. I might have to rift if they're here, though. Storm's about to move, but we're really close to the right part of the storm.
Hauling ass to get my shit. Where's my shit? Where's my
Babe,
stuff?
you
Oh, this
took
is my stuff.
shotgun. My darling.
Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling. My darling. I think only one survived. Or they rotated out. Shield keg right here. I'm just gonna throw it somewhere that direction. Goku, reload your gun, you idiot. What's up, guys? Some berries right here.
Berries and cream, berries and cream. Oh, the fabulous berries and cream.
Oh, we're in zone in this bush. There's only 9, 3 teams of 9. If we could get your guys' white up, that would be amazing. Someone's above us, I think.
Someone's there and there. I'm running back to the bush.
I think someone's above us, too.
Oh,
Ooh!
yep.
What
Yeah,
happened?
took right on the butt.
Using this, holy cow. I got shot with a heavy sniper.
I did too.
Sorry guys, we're gonna have to play this a little differently. If you want, you can stick with me, babe.
Oh shit.
Sorry guys. Do you have any shield, babe?
Nope.
There's no one else I'd rather go down with.
Keg on my body. Yeah.
Oh, is it a full squad? It's us versus a full squad. That's bullcrap.
Do you have any shotgun ammo?
I have a lot of everything besides health and shield, which is the main thing we need to find right now. But we're gonna die.
Americans, when you ask them about their taxes.
Stay behind me, babe.
I just need shotgun.
Watch out, they're here somewhere.
I think if you're not, but if somebody picks you up, you're still allowed to shoot from the back.
Put your glider. Follow me into one of these buildings. We're gonna... I'm gonna get their attention, and you're gonna have a corner that is going to give you the drop on one of them. Are you here?
Above you. Woo!
Okay, why do I even try? As a PC player too. Cool, 2 PC players. Really happy for you guys. Hope that was a satisfying game for you.
Excuse me.
That was
Farted.
interesting there.
Excuse me. Me when I throw up in my mouth.
You when you eat a corn dog.
What?
I always get your story mixed up, that story you told us. I thought it was like you ate a corn dog or something.
Oh, the hot dog when I sharted myself?
Yeah.
I forgot about that until now. That's funny. That was horrible.
Yeah, you told us that, and then we went to go see a movie, and I saw a preview or something for Uncharted, and I said Dante before she eats a hot dog. And I was very happy with myself for making that joke.
Joe, do you know about that?
No.
Okay, so
Let me tell you.
some context. This might make it a little bit better, it might make it a little bit worse, I don't know, but either way it's gonna be funny. Like, I think 2 years ago my grandpa died. And I found out that my grandpa died and I was like, wow, I should go get a hot dog. I deserve that. And then I got a hot dog, right? And I got home and I took immediately I sat down, I got like kind of comfortable, I turned on a YouTube video and I was, feeling pretty sad. Because my mom's side and my mom was like, passed away, so I was like, wow, it really just disappearing one by one. So I was like, I got this hot dog, it's like, kind of comforting, it's warm, it's like, the temperature of another human. Yeah, exactly. So I take a bite out of it, and I shart myself immediately at the same time. I shart myself. And then I immediately started crying. I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself! This is the last straw!
Imagine killing yourself because you sharted.
I've been in a very similar situation. It was a Wendy's hot and spicy McChicken. And there was no death or anything. I just had a long weekend of drinking and took a bite and stood up from the table and went to the bathroom.
Alright, well, I'll see you guys later.
Left my underwear in the bathroom and we went back to base.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Did you hang it on the stall?
I buried it in the trash can.
As a sign. This is a sign so that people will be talking to. Somebody left a shitty underwear hanging in the bathroom.
This means don't mess with us.
I've got minis if somebody needs some. You guys get away from my plant.
I got
Can you mind your goddamn business?
Get away from my plant. Come here, man.
Dante, come here.
Dante, get your ass over here.
Sorry.
Joey, you didn't take your minis first.
That was
I'm
not a mini.
definitely never trusting you again, Joey.
Splashes.
Oh, were we supposed to be splashes? Did you guys not rift?
I guess that was some kind of prank on us.
Oh god. Whoops.
Me yesterday when I got a rift and immediately rifted. Oh, I'm getting shot at. There are people down here. I'm getting shot at.
Some are real, some aren't real. I bet. I'm just gonna not tell Joey about that. That is such a funny story, Dante. I don't remember it being that funny the first time.
The shark story is one of my greatest stories.
That's the greatest achievement I have.
I wouldn't say it's the greatest achievement. It's probably one of my lowest points.
That's what makes it so funny, is you're like just seeking
I really got
peace and
splashes.
something. You got all your hope in that hot dog and then you just shit yourself.
That's exactly how it went. I was so upset. I was like, great. Of course, only me.
Life is trying to teach you not to put your hope in hot dogs.
Yeah, my
that's
grandpa
great.
dies. I can't have one thing. Make it make sense, right?
I don't know, I'm sure you're pretty happy with life now, aren't you?
I'm so happy. It's not like I have to take 300 milligrams of antidepressants every day or else I just lose my mind.
I mean, like, that's one thing I was thinking about when I got this damn dog.
Oh, okay.
Is like, oh, Dante has like a ton, you have like freaking spiders and all kinds of stuff.
If she can take care of 5 different animals, I can take care of one.
No, not that, but that I'm sure you just
Turtle
appreciate.
ran away from you, Tom.
Yeah, my turtle ran away.
Really think you can't perform something that can actually run?
And Franz is different. That's a tricky ass turtle.
Franz?
Yeah, Franz got away.
With a name like that? Of course he did. I would have been away too. Damn,
Well-
shorty, okay.
And we brought him from Arizona to Oklahoma. It was kind of funny when he's sitting on the dash while we were driving like 70 down the highway. He like felt like he was going warp speed.
Compared to how he normally is, probably.
Yeah, he thought he was time traveling.
So you got the need for speed. That was your
Man's
own
turned
fault.
into
You ran
Doctor
away.
Who.
Yeah, he got addicted to the speed and had to just keep running.
Yeah, I've done that before. I think it's that great.
Alright, we got 2 squads moving in.
Really?
One from the northwest and one from the south.
The third one is from
I need a better AR. I really don't like this purple log.
Alright.
Get rid of it, retard.
I'm trying to... I don't know if I believe Joey again.
No, you shouldn't.
He's like, no, that's valid. That's valid.
That is a trustworthy assessment. Here's a thing.
Yeah.
What was that other story where I was like, that's one of the greatest stories? Was that earlier, Joey, that we were talking about that? Like, my mind is being dumb right now.
Where'd that purple thing
I think it's in that building.
You're telling me that there's a story better than the shard story?
Well, no, it was like the story of my life, like one of my best stories.
Oh, maybe you're thinking of the giggles in front of DC.
No, I thought we talked about it earlier, so my brain is just having a real hard time trying to remember.
I feel like we usually laugh pretty good every time we tell that story.
That is a good story, but it's really just a stoner story
Holy
of how
shit.
I'm an idiot who
Holy
couldn't
shit,
stop laughing.
You guys gotta look at what I did.
We're here. What's going on?
You guys see those guys?
It's an infinite loop of. Oh no! As soon as. Oh no! They glitched out.
No, there's still one going.
Why am I? Does this make you go extra high? Look how high I'm going. Is this a glitch? Like, you don't go that high on these things. That was crazy. It's like bouncing me away now.
The bot's like, what do you need?
I hope we all get sniped.
Just triple collateral. Man cake. I'm gonna start calling my boyfriend.
It's a good name. It's better than bitch boy.
Ah, yeah, I forgot about that. Good job reminding me of your nickname, Hippie. I'm sure you'll be very happy to have it back.
I'm honored to get to share that name with
NPC
every other guy that you called him. My girlfriend would never call me a bitch. Because she knows what would happen. She knows what would happen.
I'd
Right, babe?
slap her and then I'd call her a bitch.
If I ever called you that, then there would be a reason as to why I was calling you that. But I wouldn't call you that. I would probably call you an asshole.
Yeah, you'd call me a jerk or an asshole.
No, you can't come up calling something that is like permanently is.
Yeah, you can't just call him what it. You can't just call it like it is and expect it to be an insult.
Yeah.
You gotta step up.
Nice assist there, because what Joey said was retarded.
You can't just call him what he already is.
I need a better AR. Let's go with them, babe. You sound like you're about to do a Kamehameha. Bye, babe.
I was talking with the little kid in South Park that's in the wheelchair.
Oh, yeah. See, that's what the lady sounds like. Then the old lady that does the Kamehameha. It sounds like Cartman doing a Kamehameha. That's what I always like. Kame.
I'm so used to talking like them because at Target, all these people down there at Target, all we did was talk like we were in South Park.
Oh, really? Ow. Babe, I need shield. Unless they're rifting on us, which would be very awesome. Yeah, come on down, bro.
Ooh, okay.
I'm down.
How are you down, Dante?
I don't know. I've only gotten shot twice.
I knew we were gonna get sniped at, so I had to do that. Fucking guy, stop dying, shit. Double res, babe. Do we have a rift?
Yeah, I got a rift.
Oh, where is Dante?
Oh, it's behind. I just fell. Fall damage. Yeah.
I killed 2 guys.
Yeah, you killed both of me and Dante with the Grateful. There's
You're right,
people down here
I've
too.
killed 3. Joy, I think there's such a distraction that I can come get you.
That's what I was saying. He's here, bro.
Never mind, give me a second.
Why does it say eliminated by
Just to your
HippyRaveGuy?
right. Turn to your left.
Incoming up.
It's there's no
By HippyRaveGuy.
there's no more I can do.
Cam, why did it say eliminated by HippyRaveGuy?
That's a good question, you know. Am I streaming? Might want to go back and watch that. It'd be funny if I didn't kill anybody and it was just you guys.
You killed someone else with a Great Fall, but you killed both me and Dante with a Great Fall.
How did you guys
Oh, that's how
die?
that happened.
Did it launch you off the cliff?
It launched us.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
launched us.
okay. So I'm not a badass. I'm an idiot. Okay. Thought I was awesome there for a second.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna pick me up and she was gonna rip us out of there, but
We didn't have time, unfortunately. That would have been the plan.
Get a new cage for my chameleon.
come in.
Would you stop shooting me? So I was hoping there would be some kind of like, oh, we barely survived, thank God. But instead it's a PC player and his whole team dancing on me. That's awesome.
How does this make you feel?
Like I want to die inside.
Heard
I'm
that,
like,
brother.
in my imagination, I'm just killing myself over and over again.
Okay, Tanjiro.
To get out of the...
Definitely understood that reference.
No, I did as well. I got it too, Dante. I actually did have a dream once where it was like, I like saw life and I was like, oh, I have to like die to go to heaven, and that's how I wake up from this dream.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
One time I took 3 Xanax bars and took 3 shots of whiskey and slept for 14 hours, and then when I woke up I was gonna go kill myself.
That was the game plan?
Yeah, I got to the place that I was gonna do it at, and then I was like, oh, what about my dog? And then I just didn't.
Ah, shit, I have a dog.
Yeah, basically.
I'll just wait till he dies.
Oh man, I got responsibilities. It's crazy. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I just don't stop buying animals, is because if they ever die and I don't have an animal to take care of, I'll be able to kill myself.
Yeah, I whenever I got like super depressed, I didn't kill myself. I didn't even think about killing myself because I believe in hell. So I'd be like, do I want to have this, or do I want to like jump into a pit of eternal fire?
Who cares?
You probably would if that was the case, you know. You know, here you got food, you got your friends, you got games, you got your spiders, you got dogs, you got so many
Unbelievable amount of
things.
Stress that's taken years and years off of my life.
You got so many things to be
Anyways.
thankful for, Dante.
Tommy, no, I'm just joking, right?
I feel like there's a part of you that's not.
You like that could be the case, or we could talk about the actual case.
Well, we just had me and my brother and the Twitter space thing I told you about that we do, and we had like a long conversation on that.
Where are we dropping?
I'm
Marker. That's Marker's
the yellow one.
favorite.
We had like this long conversation on like why people get depressed and why people suffer, and like it's because of like our desires and the beliefs that we form that cause suffering, and it's very, very deep conversation.
Are you just saying if I didn't care about anyone, I wouldn't be depressed?
Nah, like I don't. I think we've talked about it. If you didn't care about anyone, you wouldn't be depressed. Like if you stopped caring about people, you wouldn't be depressed.
Oh yeah, if I didn't care about my mom, or my parents, my grandpa, dad, brother, you know.
I think that like it ultimately comes down to like accepting what you can't change and being okay with
I
it.
accepted the things I can't change.
And you're okay with it then, right?
Yeah, I just still am extremely mentally ill.
Why? Why do you feel that way?
Just ask why.
Swamp Rhino.
You guys killed Swamp Rhino? How dare you guys? I kind of want to steal that name now. Everybody will think I'm a bot.
Swamp Rhino.
Swamp Rhino. Actually, here's some minis. Don't take. Hiya. I don't know. I mean, you think it could be classified as that? Like, it's most people's depression or whatever is something that they're either like pushing away or it's something that it's part of their experience of their reality, that's something that they don't want it to be, or they fear that it could be, or they desire it to be different than it is. Like, basically, it's just them not being okay with how reality is. Do you agree with that or not really?
I'd say for some people, definitely, but that's usually not the case. Most people are just, you know, it's just how life is, and you have to live with it, and that's why it sucks. It's because who cares if you accept it or not? You're still depressed at the end of the day, you know? That makes sense. Like, it doesn't matter if you can't change it, it's just how it is. Accepting what's happened in your life and accepting what's happened to you isn't going to cure your depression.
Well,
like,
I think it
it's not
depends
gonna
on what's
cure any
causing your
mental illness.
depression. A mental illness?
Yeah,
So
well,
what's the difference?
It's all okay. Well, for example, one of my close friends was assaulted and almost murdered when she was 13, and she's very much so accepted that, but that's not going to change the fact that the trauma that's built up from that leaves her with, like, you know, obviously all the fun stuff she deals with, you know? Like, you can't erase that type of stuff. It doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter if you have accepted that it's happened to you. It still happened, and it still has a lasting effect on you as a human being, because that's how the brain adapts to trauma.
Let me ask you this then.
Okay.
Okay. Does anybody have sniper ammo?
Let me ask you this real quick.
No.
Somebody's got sniper ammo.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you separate somebody who's causing their own depression by not moving on and somebody who's just well, how do you know the difference? How do you know that you're not causing your own depression?
Because I am a pretty emotionally aware person. I know a lot of people, like, for example, one of my friends, Scott, his mom actually died like a year ago, and before that he was like always still just like super depressed human being, and I never understood why he was depressed, because, you know, I'm like, okay, you've had wealthy parents your entire life, you've been taken care of, you've been able to afford anything you want or need, you have an entire family, like, your parents don't have issues between them, like, I don't understand why you can, you know, be so depressed if there's nothing wrong, you know? And he, it's so funny, because after his mom died, he came to me, he's like, damn, you live like this? And I was like, yeah, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you just live like this? And I was like, I don't really know what you're referring to, but I'm guessing yeah. And he's like, I just didn't realize how, like, he was basically, he was like, I don't realize how much of a pussy I was beforehand. Like, what was there for me to be sad about? And I was like, that's how I thought all this about you, but I didn't want to say anything. You know, there are people, they're just sad for no reason. There are people that think depression is, like, so sad, but it's such an interesting thing that they romanticize it until they develop it, and I just think that's the most stupid thing in the world. And those are the people that are causing their own problems. Those are the people that need to realize you can change shit and you can, you know, fix your problems. And that's the difference.
Yeah.
Like, if you aren't doing anything, or you haven't had something like extremely traumatic happen to you that's caused, like, your brain to be out of funk, then you're just an idiot loser who kind of needs to get their life together.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. How do you know that you're not someone who's using, like, oh, I've had bad enough stuff happen to me, so therefore I have an excuse to basically feel this way, and therefore my depression is not me causing it, but you know what I mean? What if you lie to yourself and convince yourself that it's not you causing it, but it still is? I'm just curious, because for me, I feel like a large majority of depression is self-caused. you know, there's people that go through like completely terrible things, and they're like the happiest people on the planet because they're so thankful for their life, like the iron lung guy, or you know, even people that are raped and almost killed when they were children or something like that.
I'm still thankful for my life. I mean, that's the fact is I don't really, I don't want to, I'm gonna say it suddenly, I don't really want to kill myself anymore, but that's because of my meds, which is why I need to be on them. I mean, the past 2 months have been great for me, but life is about to get very stressful again. So it's
Real
really
player.
to figure it out until I do myself, you know. But I know I don't cause my depression because I'm just constantly under an ungodly amount of stress, and I'm not even like saying that like, oh, feel bad for me. Like, no, I'm stressed out all the time, and that's just kind of how I gotta live.
We knocked 2. There's 2 left, guys. I don't know where you guys are.
Sorry, I wasn't with you. I was trying to find a different AR. That was my bad.
I knocked 2. They're probably rezzing.
I'm getting Joey real fast.
Get Joey. Grab our. Oh, crap. No, I don't know. Just try your best. Because I went through pretty heavy depression, actually. He's in the bush right in front of you to your left.
I think it's a mental illness because I think about last year. So if we skip back to last year and then we go from there, like a month or two into the future, so like basically like 10 months ago, I was just like, you know, not feeling it. I was like stuck in my bed all day long. Like I literally just couldn't get out, and I was just super down, I guess is the best way to explain it. You know, obviously I was depressed, but it was like getting to a point where I was like feeling extremely suicidal because there's nothing good going on in my life. Like I had to like quit my job and take care of my dad full time because he had COVID, and then Josh and I had broken up for like that time period, as well as like some other stuff, and I was like laying in bed. And I was just like, you know, I realized I was like, if I don't like figure something out and get my shit straight, I'm gonna like kill myself. Because like, if I don't do something, I'm literally like going to die. And I was like, well, it sure is time. So I went and made an appointment to see my doctor to start figuring it out. Because it was like, it was really bad after my mom died, obviously, but that was like eating me alive. And I think that was because I hadn't had any time to like grieve my mom dying and like all the changes that had come along with that time. So I had to take care of my dad, and I kind of had to be alone with like my thoughts and myself and with all that other shit going on. I was like, wow. And it wasn't like I was choosing to feel that way. It's like I didn't want to feel that way. That's what I always tell people. It's like I don't want to be depressed, you know? Like I don't want to be that person. I don't want to feel this way, but I also don't want that stuff that's happened to me to have happened. But it did. There's nothing I can do to change that. But I don't wallow in it, and that's the difference. Is I don't sit there and I'm like, oh my god, everything's so wrong all the time. I have nothing to live for. No. I'm just out here vibing, you know?
Yeah, it's really hard for me to imagine depression without a cause. Without feeling like, why me? Why did this happen to me? Why did I have to lose this person? Why can't that person be gone? And it's you not accepting reality how it is, and you're struggling to be okay with it.
That's grief. That's not depression.
Well, it's both, right? There's like a normal amount of that, and then there's an excessive amount where you're causing it. You don't think so?
No, with depression, it's like there's so much trauma that can cause it. It's literally anything, but grief is, you know, that's that why me part. Like, why did this person have to go? Like, I'll do anything to get them back. I don't understand why this happened to me, and it's all those like really confusing feelings that come with it when it initially happens in that recovery. Depression is like, it's just that lasting, just, you know, feeling low, just nothing really makes you happy or sad all the time.
There's different experiences, and I don't want to discount what other people are going through, but I do tend to think that like it's within the human soul to suffer, and that we do play a large role in our own suffering. But I don't want to, you know, discount like what you've been through or what you're going through. But me personally, I was going, I did deal with like wanting life to be a certain way and finding out that it's not over and over and over again, like wanting to meet the right person and then it not working out. Or like, yeah, moving to the other, I went to Arizona to stay with my friend, and me and this girl like started dating, and then like she cheated on me with one of my other friends, and then I lost my job and I didn't have a place to stay, so I'm like out living in a shack because that's basically where my friend was paying rent for. With after everything feels like it's going wrong, and it's really hard for me to imagine somebody who I'm sorry, really where I was wanting to go was that eventually like the depression kept coming back, but at a certain point in my life I was like, I'm caught. For me, what helped me like stop being depressed was like, I'm causing this to continue within myself. Like I have to keep it alive, and for me, it didn't feel like I could. Sorry, I'm coming. I could. It was like I was hoping that reality would pull me out of it. That if I kept myself sad enough or upset enough, that reality would change for me. And I was eventually like, nobody else can pull me out of this. Not if I meet the right girl or whatever, or the right people. Like I have to just stop doing this to myself and climb out of this pit that I've created within myself. So, and I'm sure there's all different kinds of depression, but that was just mine. Was like, I think there was a part of me that hoped by making myself so miserable that somebody out there or the universe would react to it and fix it for me. And instead, I had to just be like, I had to just accept that I was causing my own misery and to just accept life as much as I didn't like how it was.
See, I'd say, like, no offense prior
No,
to
go ahead.
what
Yeah.
I said, but that falls more into like the, like romanticism of depression,
Mm.
like that falls into the wanting it. You know how you were saying, if I'm this sad about something, like somebody's gonna have to save me. Like that's just not how it is. And I'm glad that you were able to figure that out, because that is a thing with a lot of people. A lot of people think if I'm this miserable, obviously somebody has to help me with all this stuff that's going on with the way the world is. But it's not like that.
Yeah, pretty stupid thought when you say it out loud. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
That's
god.
funny.
But it's just not the way anything is, and I think that's what was wrong with my friend Scott. Like the one where he thought he was like super depressed when he had nothing to be depressed about, and then the world gave him something to be depressed about. And I think that's like a common thing, is a lot of people don't realize if you ask for it, like it's gonna happen. That's what you're gonna get. There's gonna be something that's gonna come around and eat, like just bite you in the butt.
Well, for a little bit of context, for me, it wasn't like I thought, oh, I want to be depressed and oh, life is hard. For me, it was like losing somebody that you were in love with, right? Something like that. Someone who you thought was going to be the person you were going to spend your life with. And for me, like that is one of the most painful things somebody can go through in life. And I'm not saying that losing family is not just as hard, but I think that kind of the closest relationship that you have in life, I think, is with your partner. Or maybe for me, it's with my partner, with Tiffany, and with everybody else who I was with previously. That was the person I was closest to, and maybe my brothers. If I lost my brothers, that would be extremely hard for me. And losing any family is not going to be fun, but those would be the hardest for me, because that's the, as Sasuke would say, those are the like deepest bonds I have or whatever. But for me, yeah, like losing a partner or somebody that you thought was right, and especially when you feel like all the emotional pain that can come with that, of like feeling like you're not enough, feeling like you're ugly, feeling like nobody is going to feel that way about you, like you're never going to find the right person, like you've wasted your life. So many negative emotions can come with that. So it wasn't like I was like trying to be depressed, but it was like, I think in response to, and it wasn't necessarily all of it. I think it was just a part of the thinking was motivated by, if I continue keeping this emotion alive, I guess there's a lot of reasons why people will keep that emotion alive. One, they don't want to forget that person, or a lot of people, they feel like they just don't want reality without that person in their life. So they feel like holding on to the pain is better than moving on without them, I guess. And I get that makes me sound like a real bitch, right? But yeah, I was just saying that it wasn't like, oh, I want to be depressed because it's cool or whatever.
I want to be depressed.
Joey and Tiff are being quiet. I'm sure they both have their own thoughts on depression, although Tiff is usually quite, doesn't have a whole lot to say on her thoughts.
I deal with it all the time. The nonprofit that I run.
Yeah, bro, I just be living like this. Like, it's... I don't really have any problems with... I mean, my life isn't the greatest, but, like, there's not too much I can do about that, you know? Like, I'm working to do what I can, and that's all that matters, so I just kind of have to deal with what I've got going on. And I guess it's just more like the stresses of life trigger it to make it worse, though. Like, there are obviously times when it's worse. Like, it's coming up on, in November. Like, this is when it starts to get hard for me, is because this is when my mom started really declining in her health. So this is, like, I think coming up here shortly is when she went to go get her first, like, batch of chemo done. And then that same night was when she had like, stroked and had an aneurysm due to the, that chemo. And when I had to wake up to my aunt screaming for me to, like, call 911 and stuff, and I walked into her room and I found my mom just, like, naked with her eyes rolled back, just hyperventilating, and I saw, like, the tumor on her, like, on her chest and all that funky stuff. So I was like, wow, that's totally sick. So, you know, it's not like I choose to be sad about this stuff, it's just the things that I've seen and the things that I've dealt with because of this. It's, like, not stuff that I want to deal with, but it's just still there, you know? And it has those adverse effects. It's like, there's some things you see you just can't unsee. And then when it's, like, truly disturbing like that, like, I know that might not, obviously it sounds disturbing, but it might not sound, like, horrible, but, like, there's some things where it's just like, oh my god.
Where's Joey?
You know, and
Far away.
So
oh
close.
boy.
Don't do it.
I'd say usually, like, I guess, you know, as crappy as it's gonna sound, you know, there's people that are bitches and there's people that aren't. And if I meet a bitch, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to deal with that. You know, if I see someone that thinks they can just have these trivial issues, that's not really something I want to deal with. Well, I mean, with things that I've been through, I've started to really lack sympathy for other people and empathy and that kind of stuff, so... It's pretty easy for me to see that stuff and be like, oh, I'm uninterested.
Hopefully they're shooting.
Oh no, I'd say there are some people that are definitely, like, causing the
Oh, the
depression because they're just wallowing in it, but other people literally just, like, you can't really change what you've been through, you can't really do anything about it, except for, you know, try to move on, but you can't just wake up and be like, oh, I'll just smile instead of being sad. Like, you can't change your natural state, and that's what it is with major depression. But you can get meds, and that's what I have. So.
See, like, that's it. I'm not saying that I'm right, but for me, it just doesn't make sense that something could be causing somebody to be unsatisfied with life that isn't associated with an idea that they're struggling with.
We also gotta understand that it's brain chemistry too. Like, some traumas can, like, permanently alter your brain, or at least, like, temporarily alter the chemistry, so that it doesn't make the right goo to get, like, zapped by the right electricity, basically, you know? Like, it can
That was
alter
an interesting
that.
description there.
But it made sense, didn't it? Because, like, that's,
The
it
right
can rewire
goo.
things.
Alright.
I guess
The right goo to get zapped by the right electricity.
yeah, I guess I just worry that, like, what if somebody, it is just something they haven't dealt with personally, something they're not letting go of,
Oh, there's
or,
absolutely stuff like that, man.
but what if they think that it's something that they can't change, and they think it's normal, and now they're stuck with that pain that they're causing that they think is, they can't change.
that's just how it is. Like, that's absolutely, there are absolutely people like that. I've met plenty of them. Like, I've talked to people about it too, and they've pulled themselves out of it. Like, they realize I had nothing to be upset about. There's literally nothing wrong with my life, or like, this was not everything that it's cracked up to be. Like, I've met people that have lived lives like so much more stressful, so much worse, like constantly just, you know, stressed out, not having a good time, but still kicking it. And I realized I'm just, an idiot. And those people, if they don't get over that, then that's their problem. And that's kind of where I draw the line, because if you can't realize that you're the one causing your problems, then you deserve to suffer, in my opinion. If you're that full of yourself,
Yeah, I would agree with that.
like if you're that full of yourself to that point, then you deserve to suffer. And if you pull yourself out of it, then that's awesome, but it's just like, it's that type of thing. Like the case with that is just that's what it is. If there are people experiencing those problems, it's just how it is.
So is a lot of your depression focused around your mom?
There's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's my mom, there's my first relationship, which was extremely traumatic, as well as like the
Yeah, you told me a
drug
little bit
abuse
about
that came
that.
with that, which resulted in like the overdoses and stuff, which really, that obviously really messes with your mind.
Mm.
As well as like, even back with that Vader, the dog that attacked me, like that's not super bad, but that's something that's like definitely had a lasting effect on me, which is obviously something I've worked through pretty well, considering that I absolutely love dogs.
Yeah.
But it's just like there's a bunch of stuff that's contributed to it, as well as the fact that like my dad got sick, and when he was sick, he kept saying, I can't get comfortable, and that's what my mom was saying when she was in the hospital, so that really triggered me then too. And it's just like, it's constantly living in a state where I can be triggered at any second, which I absolutely hate, because people are like, oh, triggered, get triggered. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Oh, I'm
talking
triggered.
about? Like, it sounds
Yeah.
so stupid. Like, oh my god, I'm so triggered right now. Like, no. Like, I think recently, I think a couple months ago, I had something trigger me, and I had absolutely no idea what it was, but I had like a panic attack. And it was like, I was laying there with Josh because I was like hyperventilating and shit, and I like couldn't even, talk. I told him, because he was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't know, I feel like I overdosed again. And he was like, I literally can't tell what you're saying right now. And I was like, well, I'm gonna die here. Like, it's that type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like a lot of things that have happened in my life that contribute to all that stuff. But I mean, like, what am I gonna do about it? Like, I can't really change it. I'm working, doing school, everything I can try to be successful. I do have to take my meds though, because like without those, I become like dysfunctional basically, because I have classified major depression, which is it's nothing too shabby. It's literally just like diagnosed depression. But I'm on a pretty heavy like size of like a dose for that. So I don't know if that tells you too much about it, but like, I'm not like constantly just like, oh my god, this happened to me, I'm so sad about it. But like, obviously there are times in the year when it's harder and it's coming up on one of those times, and that's why I'm like telling you guys like, yeah, I should probably get back up on my meds, because but if I don't, who knows what's gonna happen. It's that type of situation. Oh, hi.
Okay.
Hi, Mark. But yeah, no, I think...
Oh, hi, Mark.
I think people that, like, cause that for themselves, and people that are able to pull themselves out of it, are, giant pussies, in short. Because, I mean, there are people that I know, they've been through shit. Obviously, you're not fine. You'll never be fine, because it's just the lasting stuff that comes with that, but you make it work. That's all it takes. Just
That's what
take care of yourself.
It's hard for me to think, because somebody might go through something that's seems really hard, but for somebody else it's not as bad and they're fine.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all relative.
Yeah, so how could you say like oh, you guys are, just being a bitch or whatever, because they don't, they
Because
take
I lack
forever to get
sympathy
over
for
it.
people.
And it's
That's
hard,
to
for
be
me, it's hard
honest.
to say, like, it feels like it would be a personal decision on what is acceptable of with being depressed over or not being depressed over, right? Like, it has to be so bad for it to be qualified as a reason to actually feel depressed.
Well,
Is that
that's
what
what
you're
you
saying?
think. I mean, I have problems with that kind of stuff. But that's like a complex that I've developed, to be completely honest. Like, I'm not even gonna like lay back on that. I've definitely developed a complex over other people,
Like, you
regarding,
haven't been through what I've been through, kind of?
yeah, if you haven't, I just don't see people
Come on, babe.
that haven't experienced a certain amount of loss or pain in their life as like, I wouldn't necessarily say like productive members of society or like people that are worth something, but it's just like I just don't see them as worthy as certain things of certain things as other people, if that makes sense. Um,
Yeah, and that's a
and
weird
that's
thing
my own
because
problem.
somebody could have a deep attachment to a toy or something, or their job, and it really feels like the end of the world for them. It's really hard, and other people might be like, that's dumb, get over it, and other people could lose their
Hmm.
parents or whatever. So it's hard to like qualify because things mean different things to people. And I think
That's
that
the thing too.
kind of what you're explaining, if I'm not trying to understand how you're explaining it, it makes it sound like uh, it has to be a real type of suffering for it to qualify of something worthy of being upset about. Otherwise, it's just you being a bitch, right?
Yeah. No, precisely. As horrible as it sounds, like that's some like straight up anime shit. Like that's some Sasuke shit right there. Like you haven't experienced my suffering. Like when he was saying that about Naruto, and I wouldn't say it's
Hmm.
exactly the same because I thought Sasuke was a bitch. But like it's just I that's just how I see things, And the other thing too is I've seen people go through those things. I've seen them before and after, and I've seen how they change as people, and to me become like someone that I can respect more so. Of course, I already respect people, but when that happens to someone and I see them really grow, that's when I see them as like a peer, really, like eye to eye. Um, and I'd say that's something that Emily, because so my boyfriend Josh's sister's Emily, she is my best friend. We've been friends since like we were 8 years old, and we've both been through like for no reason, literally just like an ungodly amount of bullshit, right? And my mom was also like, she like took her under her wing because she didn't have the best relationship with her parents. So my mom was like, "Hell yeah, you're my new daughter." Um, so she lost me, and her and I have a pretty good understanding of, when people are, oh shit. I'm gonna die here. Oh,
I'm
jeez.
right here, babe. Damn, there's two left. I knocked two.
I think it was 3 people that Tiffany was fighting.
No, I knocked two.
Oh, God, my back. But,
Which
I
way?
always tell people, like,
That's
I've
okay.
talked to Emily about it because her brother hasn't, been through as much stuff as she has. She's been through, like, a lot of really screwed up things. And, I've had to tell her as well because her and I both had this problem with Josh, like, not getting it, not being through that kind of shit. It's just, it's like, it's all relative, Like, something that happens to this person could feel as painful as this was to us, you know?
Mm.
And it might not actually reach as deep for them until they actually experience that situation, but at the time being, it's the same amount of pain. Um, but there is a point, where that kind of stuff is preventable, and I think that's what you're talking about is like getting out of it yourself. Like, if you are miserable at your job, you need to get a new job. But for example, that amount of miserable could be the same as like how sad I was when like whoever died, you know? It's all relative, but I think once they have that situation of losing someone that they love, then obviously that experience of losing that job is nothing.
Yeah, I guess how If somebody else wants to talk, you guys are welcome to. But for me, like, I don't know. I don't even really see it as like there is a certain level of suffering or not suffering. Like to me, that's another thing we were talking about when we did that space. Was it's usually easier for the people that haven't had to suffer to cause their own suffering. I feel like because, well, I guess that's a really hard thing to answer, but for me, it's like I don't know. I don't even really see a reason to like approach anybody as like determining whether their suffering is legit or not, I guess, which is kind of what I'm doing to you in a way, because I'm asking you if you're causing it or not, or how real is it, because I don't really know. But I guess yeah, it would just be understanding. For me, it's like it's a loop that you get in, and a lot of people don't even, I think, realize they're in that loop. They feel terrible, they feel sad, they can't satisfy this feeling, and they can't get it to go away, and they don't realize that they're the ones that are causing it. And I think they don't want to feel that way, but they don't know how to stop. And a lot of the times it's they don't want to know, they don't want to think or believe that they might be feeling sorry for themselves or just be the ones that are causing it, you know. And so I think that, like, obviously there's a real amount of suffering that comes with anything, and a real amount of time that's needed to get over things, and it may not happen overnight, but you have to, like you said, and clearly be able to distinguish that from you causing your own suffering. And it's interesting that you have panic attacks, because, like, I have those too, and it's like, I tell Tiff, I'm like, that's like I probably don't have it as bad as you, but I get like little mini panic attacks, and it's like, holy shit, like my body is freaking out, and it's like trying to tell me that, like, you can't breathe, and your heart doesn't feel good, and you're freaking out, and what if you pass out? And it's like, holy cow, like, calm down, why are you acting this way? So those really suck, because that does feel like I'm not causing that at all. My body's just causing me to feel something in my body's causing me to feel this way, and that's like a different situation. I'm gonna push that.
I cracked him. I mean, I guess
He's knocked.
that's why I was bringing up Scott, was because basically, in short, you know, he was like, I don't have any problems, that type of thing, and then his mom died. Well, he was like, I'm so depressed, I have all these problems, and then his mom died. And that's when he realized, hey, I didn't have any problems. That's when he realized, hey, I was causing all of these issues, like I didn't actually have anything going on.
I ran out of ammo.
Don't worry, Tip, I had your back. But it's that type of thing. He thought he was like super depressed and stuff, and then he had to deal with a thing that was really horrible. Especially, it was really fast. Like his mom, I remember he was at my house, and then he was like, "Oh, my mom's in the hospital," and then like within like a week,
Jeez,
she died. Yeah, so it was like super fast situation, and then he realized that he was the source of his own depression, but at this point, obviously, he wasn't anymore, and he took that all for granted.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think that, you know, when I was a kid, my uncle tried to tell me, you've had a hard life, you know, your parents fighting and divorce and all this stuff. I was like, I'm actually pretty happy with my life, you know, I feel fine with it. And because I don't care about that much. I care about video games and, you know, that girl at school or whatever. And it wasn't until, like, for me that I was a bitch, you know. I did not handle breakups well, and I just wasn't good with understanding females for quite a while. So for me, it was that, and maybe some other things in life, yes, that were really hard. But for me, that's always been like the hardest one. And it was like, yes, it's real. Yes, you care about them, you know, and yes, they are. It is really hard to lose somebody, especially, like, you know, you lose somebody dying. At least it wasn't like they chose to die to get away from you, you know. And there's ways. Yeah, I know, right? There's ways in which, like, maybe losing somebody through rejection is harder than losing them to death. But there's also ways that losing somebody, I think they're just different. They both have pros and cons. But
I'd have to say, if somebody chooses to leave you,
yeah,
I'd say that's a little bit better than standing over their body while they're literally decomposing and them apologizing for not being able to, you know, be at all the important things in your life that they're supposed to be there for. Maybe
I think there's pros and cons to both, right? Like one is like
No.
they just didn't want to spend their life with you, which hurts, right? That they felt that way, the person that you wanted that you loved, and that's to me like that is one of the hardest feelings I think that people go through. A lot of guys kill themselves. Like guys have a much higher suicide rate, and I think it is linked to that. But obviously, yes, there is a lot of negatives to like that person did love me and now they're gone. I mean, I'm not saying it's 100% better, but I'm just saying there's different ways of like, and I'm sure you've been through this. You've been through bad breakups, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Or is Josh the only like real hard one you've been through, or is that one guy was that pretty hard?
No, my first relationship was really hard, and then Josh and I had broken up before, and that was also horrible, but we figured it out. But
Yeah.
obviously experienced the breakup still.
Yeah, like did you have an idea that you were gonna get back, or is it like it felt like it was over, like pretty solid?
No, I felt like it was pretty much over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and how would you, and personally, how would you compare that to say some of your other worst experiences in life? Is it like nowhere near in your experience, or?
Compared to my mom dying, obviously it still hurt like a bitch, but I don't really think there's anything worse than
Mhm.
my mom dying. I mean,
And you were just
she
really
was my
close with her, though, right? Because some people
it
aren't
wasn't
super
just
close with their
really
parents, right?
close. Like she
Uh-huh.
was my best friend. Like her and I would always talk about how funny it is that, you know, they're like girls fight with their moms and how they hate each other and how we have like just such a not weird relationship, but we'd call it weird because we liked each other, you know? Like we were each other's favorite people. And when it comes to my family, because, you know, we're Mexican, I've made that very clear.
Yeah.
Family is like super important to us. So it's like that, you know, the type family, like, and he's like in Fast and Furious, everything's about to explode, and he's like family, and you're like, yeah, that's exactly how it is. That's how it is with my mom.
Weak, weak, weak. We need to coordinate our fights better.
I'm gonna die. Yeah, I'm dead. But yeah, I mean the breakup with Josh was absolutely heartbreaking, especially considering like the time that it took place at, because it was really just obviously not a convenient time since my dad had just like been put in the hospital on the same day, right? And he was super sick with COVID. I was like, great, my dad's gonna die. But no, I would say obviously being rejected and everything is one of the most painful things that you can go through. But when you have that bond with someone, especially when it's like the person that you need in your life, like a girl needs their mother and a son needs their dad, usually, like if you've got that relationship that you should have, if you lose that relationship, it's like it's brutal. Especially the way that she went
Yeah.
was really brutal too. And I'd say obviously in the moment that breakup was horrible, but it is nothing compared to watching my mom die the way I did.
Yeah, I think
Because,
your
yeah,
case
someone
is.
can choose to leave you, and the shitty part about that is you're never gonna get closure. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. It's like, yeah, you need closure, but you're not gonna get it. Like, I'm sorry, like, it's just, that's never gonna happen.
A
And
lot
that's
of
the other thing
times
that
you
hurts
don't.
so bad.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't. You just have to
And,
move on.
yeah, and it's like that same thing, like, why me? Why couldn't it work out? And all that stuff. But, like, when and the other part that's really lasting with my mom was like when my aunt Roxanne was telling me that she wasn't gonna make it, she like had sat us down and she was like telling me about like the scan that they took of her liver and like her lungs and everything, and her body was just like overridden with tumors. And then she said she was like she thought she was gonna make it to your 18th birthday party. Like she thought she was gonna make it till you were at least 18, and I was gonna be 18 in like 2 months. Like she passed away in November, and I was going to be 18 in January, and I think they told us like the month before November. So that was just absolutely heartbreaking, is realizing, like she's not going to be at my wedding or like my graduations, just like that important stuff where I'd need her.
Hmm.
So compared to breakup, yeah, I love Josh to the moon and back.
Like, yeah, he's great and all,
It's,
but
he's great and all, but like, and yeah, that hurt like a bitch, but my god, that will never ever compare to losing a piece of myself.
see, and that's where I think there's a lot of ideas that come into play there. But I think that you probably And I don't know, Tiffany might be kind of close to you, but maybe not as close as far as how close you guys are with your mom. I was that way with my stepdad, but then we ended up becoming distant. So like if he would have died when we were our closest, and when I used to like cry when I was a kid thinking about him dying, uh, not normal thoughts. Yeah, and like, but I feel like Dante probably had even closer relationship with her mom. There's not a way for me to know that, but I feel like you're really close with your mom. But I feel like Dante's might have been even more, and that probably made it even harder to go through an experience like that. Which yes, it is compared to losing, your partner. It's probably not easy to lose someone that you love and want to spend your life with and have a family with,
Well,
but
Well, like that's the
at
thing where
her
it's all
age,
relative, you know. Like at
at
my
her
yeah,
age,
yeah,
I probably would have.
you would have what?
It,
yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay. If it
it's
had happened when you were at her age, okay.
yeah.
yeah, it's like it's the difference is like it's all relative, you know, because my age, this is regardless, like this is something people have to go through, you know. Like your parents are gonna die someday.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
that's how it
exactly.
goes.
It's the sad
And
reality. Yeah.
yeah, it's the sad truth. But like I was 17, you know, like I was supposed to. And my brother, like this is the other thing too that I think my family doesn't really pay too much attention to is the fact that my brother was 27.
Mm,
He was 27. Like he was, as crappy as this might sound, like he was old enough, you know. Like
mm.
obviously that's still horrible, but it's not in your developmental stage. Um, and it's like, I need this person and they're not going to be here anymore. And she was my favorite person in the whole world. So it's just like, a thing on top of a thing, it sucks, basically, in short. That's the most you can say about it, is just, it's horrible.
Mm.
But, like, for different people, it's relative. Like, if someone doesn't have that relationship with their mom, it's not going to hurt as much. And obviously, it would hurt more to lose your partner. Because I know that, when Josh and I, because I'm pretty sure, we're going to settle down together and stuff. The
Yeah.
idea of losing him, like, especially with where we're at now, is probably, I wouldn't say it's the same because it's not the same type of thing, but I'd say that it would hurt, it would hurt really badly as well.
Yeah, I
It's
think
just like, it's all relative.
yeah, it depends on like, as Naruto puts it, it depends on your bonds and how deep those bonds go.
Yeah.
We lost my stepmom when my brother Zach, you played with him when he was real young, and I don't think it affected him that much. And she was kind of real big on him. But I think he was just too young to really develop that bond. So if you haven't, it's just if there's not a deep bond there, it's not going to hurt as much when it's cut. And
Yeah.
so.
It's like as crappy, like, let's yeah, like, in anime terms, like,
No, they did a good job.
um,
That person probably really suffered who wrote Naruto, and that's why they were able to put that into that show.
yeah,
Or whatever.
that's why, it's like, I've literally sometimes had to use that show to describe things to people. Like, I'd say, like, the different types of bonds, like how Naruto was with his parents versus when he lost Jiraiya, you know? As well as the fact that, like, Sasuke with Itachi, but how he was so almost like guarding that relationship and that feeling. And then obviously Naruto came back to him when he'd experienced that feeling. And he was like, "Hey, bro, we're kind of on equal levels now," you know?
Oh, when he lost Jiraiya, yeah.
Yeah, and when he'd had all of those bonds and everyone like died, and it was
Yes.
like, and Neji, like it's all obviously they'd reached the same point of suffering. So.
That kind of goes into a deeper like discussion. I feel like a little bit, which is like, are they gone forever, or will you see them again? And that gets into like all kinds of discussions on why are we here and what's the point and where are we going.
I don't like having those discussions because those really make me sick. Like, I, regardless of like my output of like faith or anything and like that kind of stuff, when I get into like those discussions, I sink into a yummy little hole that makes me want to end everything.
Well, for me, like a very simple, like the most simple way to put it for me is that I think that whatever force is in control of the universe is far more in control than we think, and that basically there's a sense in which everything will be okay because that force is in control and nothing's out of its control. Oh, this is a real player, isn't it? No, it wasn't.
But at the same time, like, if that's the case, then that force has put us here to suffer. And like with the things that have happened, I'm like, well, you know, that's kind of crazy. I mean, I understand that like you got a plan and all that, and I understand that it is like obviously helping me out in some ways to make me stronger, but like then really what's the point? What's the point if we're just kind of put here to do all that and to be like basically, you know, a little lab experiment, in my opinion. If some people are made to have such amazing lives and never have anything bad happen to them, you know,
Sorry.
what's the point? If other people are just put here to live a life where they can't ever really get ahead.
Yeah, I have my view on it, you know. Everybody has their own views, you know. I think that this life is more meant to determine where you want to go, you know. And I think that we're kind of choosing between darkness and light. Ultimately, we're choosing between truth and a lie, and love and hate. Ultimately, at our core, I think that's what everybody's choosing. And you know, I think that this might sound crazy, but I think that life demonstrates to us that evil is the path of suffering, right, within yourself and towards other people, and that it leads to death a lot of the times instantly. Not always, but a lot of the times doing evil things leads to, you know, diseases or getting yourself killed or, you know, reaping the consequences of doing those things. So for me, that's just built into reality that life is teaching us that by choosing what's good and righteousness or whatever and love, that you get to live. You're choosing life, and that you're going to get that afterwards. So
Does
I've
anyone want to help me kill mancakes?
sure.
No. I'll help, but I don't want to.
Go ahead. So like, and I thought about
Whoever
this
wants
recently,
to
Dante, is like
come over here.
this life. I feel
I
like
got an angle on him.
Do it.
you bought a big pot off of him or something.
I did?
No, she threw it
Oh
back.
I
no.
thought I was...
Go ahead and do it, babe.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Rick, boy.
That took like 2 seconds. God.
But I kind of saw it as like, in this life we experience like great experiences and we experience terrible experiences, and it's like we're getting a taste of like heaven and hell in this life. And I think that, you know, in the next life, I think we get the fullness of only one, depending on what we choose, whether we choose, you know, the truth or whether we reject the truth. So that's kind of my beliefs on that. But it does go deeper into like what you and me have talked about in the past, as far as
Yeah.
God's existence and judgment and mercy and salvation and all that stuff.
I
So
get that. It's just like, I guess my problem with it is like, you know, there's some people that I've met, and like even my dad was talking about this with
I'm
one of his
getting
friends
shot at
recently.
from
I'm on
theater.
my way. I'm on my way! Leave my girlfriend alone! But like, my dad was, one of his friends, the guy that he used to work for, invited him to one of their company parties.
I need to quit
And,
pushing first.
okay, hold on.
I was tried.
I know,
Oh
I
god.
do better when people aren't focused on me. I shouldn't push in first.
Oh, this is unfortunate. I always am like 0.2 seconds late. But, like, he is, basically this guy's insanely lucky, insanely wealthy. My dad was basically just like, you know, if he falls into like a puddle of shit and sinks all the way to the bottom, he can come out smelling like roses still, you know? Like just that type of person. And, you know, I just don't understand why there's people like that and why there's people that have to suffer so greatly. Like my dad, his life, oh my god, he's a devout Christian man, so don't even worry. But like the things that he's been through are just absolutely horrible. Like he's disabled, and he's been disabled his whole life. Obviously, he had to do COVID. His wife died, his parents died, his brother died, his best friend died. Um, all the, you know, his dad was a World War II vet, so that was kind of a hard house to grow up in, if you know what I'm saying. But like it's just that kind of thing. Like, why do some people get it so good and they're just fine, and other people just, you know, just don't get a chance? And like that's the other thing too, is my dad just got into a car accident, totaled his car, and my brother and I have to start taking care of him now. And biggest thing for my dad is like that's just another hard thing that's happened to him. You know, like he can't do anything. He just keeps getting shit on, and I just don't get it. Like I wish I could. I understand that everything's like happening for a reason, and like you know, it's good that my brother and I are here to take care of him. But there's no point in being put on this earth if you have to suffer like that and live a life like that, just for other people to be able to live lives the way that they do. Like,
So
who cares?
From a biblical perspective, there is an answer to that. You might not like it, and a lot of people might not like it, but it's that, you know, there's that one story that Jesus told of the rich man and Lazarus, and the rich man he had a lot to eat. He was happy. Lazarus was, I think he had all kinds of disease and was a beggar for food, and they both died. And rich man went to hell, Lazarus went to heaven, and the rich man was trying to ask Abraham to send Lazarus to go get him some water to cool his tongue, because his tongue was burning in the flame in hell. And that's when Abraham says, you know, nobody here can go there, nobody there can go here. And in your life, you had good and he had evil. So now in this life, he has good and you have evil. So it's like kind of saying, you got a good life, and now it's his turn because he suffered in his life. But there's also the thing of like, what does suffering cause? Why does the creator of this universe allow suffering to such a degree that we see? And I think it's for a greater good, even though we might not like that. But this biblical teaching of the Bible is that God has predetermined specific people to be predestinated to be like Jesus Christ. You're called to be like Christ. And so it calls us to a life of living righteous and suffering for it so that we can know Christ in his sufferings, because that's what he did. He lived as a righteous man and he suffered for it. And that's how we get to glory with Christ in heaven and honor him, is by doing what's right in this world and being hated by an evil world. But it's an opportunity to serve God. So yeah, it does kind of come down to that faith and belief and stuff.
Well, I mean, I'm confident. There are like rich people I know that haven't had anything bad happen to them in their entire life, and they're good people, and they definitely would not go to hell. You know?
Well, the scripture says, it gives like this warning of like, not many wise, not many noble, how hardly shall a rich man enter into heaven. It gives like this warning that it's actually the poor of the world that God has chosen to confound the wise, that it's those that suffer in this life that usually are granted God's mercy. What is happening? What is happening?
Oh shit. See, and that's another thing I just don't get. Like, okay, what's the point then for those people, you know? Like, okay, cool, you're rich. But why then? Like, why would they become this? They're just gonna be predestined for suffering. You know, like, it's just a disgusting cycle of suffering.
Ah, dang.
I killed those guys that were above us, but I'm not sure what's happening now.
Come over here. Come over here.
What was the last thing you said, Dante? A cycle?
Yeah, it's like, you know, because, like but like I was saying, you know, I know rich people, they're very good people, and they're not like asshole rich people, you know, like, they're smart with their money, they donate to charity, like tithings, all that good stuff, you know?
Oh, I got one.
It's just like, hey, if they go to hell, then what's the point? And if they don't go to hell, then what's the point for the people that have had to suffer such horrible lives, you know? It's just like there's not a clear way to win, because someone will always have it better than you.
For me, it is a stressful thing, but I don't think the universe depends on me figuring that out. I think that the creator of the universe, you know, who designed the body and nature and the laws of reality, that they will do that they will do what is right with each soul. They're not going to be unjust towards one soul, and you know, so that's where I personally find satisfaction, is that I can't know the answer to that, but I trust that God will judge people rightly in their lives, and that I don't have to necessarily worry about that. I have to worry about myself. But you know, from a scriptural standpoint, the Bible tells us for the judgment. It's if you're a believer, you're saved because Christ suffered for your sins. And if you're not a believer, you'll suffer for your own sins, and that's hell. And I hate that idea, but I believe it's true. You know, I don't like the idea of people suffering for eternity. And you could make an argument, well, what about the guy who didn't get it amazing in this life, but he's also going to hell. But really that question is God unjust in putting that? If I get hit by a Kamehameha,
No.
start talking about injustice. What, Joe, you were praying for it to blast through that house and hit me?
Oh, I thought it was coming just because you said something.
3 teams of 6.
Ooh.
That's my death.
That's my
Alright.
Pleasure as always.
Nice playing with you, man. I'll probably be on some more COD tomorrow if you end up getting on.
Yeah, I'll get on afterwards tomorrow.
Jay, how can it?
Yeah, y'all too.
Do you want to do another one, babe, or you want to get off? Do you want to do another one, Dante, or you gotta get off?
I can play one more, but I could have just took it.
Okay. Oh yeah, we gotta go back to that. Yeah, those aren't necessarily the most exciting conversations, like judgment and hell and eternity and stuff, but
Hold on. Gotta change it to trios.
that's how I deal with death. Like you said, everybody's gotta die. You have to lose everybody, and you either get to go. It's not really a fun situation. There's an end to everything that's coming. So for me, it's all about that conversation that's not comfortable. It's like what happens after and what's the purpose of all this, because without having that, I think there's only so much dealing with suffering that you can do in this life if you see this life as only being this life. You know what I mean? If I thought I was never going to see, my dad or another person that I deeply love again, ever again, that'd be quite miserable, as opposed to me knowing that the force of the universe is in control and they're not going to do any injustice to anybody. God has determined that that he can't maintain his righteousness and forgive our sins without a sacrifice, that somebody has to suffer, and that's why Christ suffered. So for me, I'm convinced that that's the reality, and that's why God made the universe, was to glorify himself and to show himself as Savior, and to take people like us who have sinned against him and do actually deserve his rightful judgment against our sins, which is suffering and death and separation and hell. As much as we don't like that, but to take a person like that, and instead of just condemning all of humanity, he comes in and says, I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to die. I'm going to wash away your sins. I'm going to forgive you. I'm going to make you a clean spirit. I'm going to cause you to believe in me. I'm going to cause you to obey me. And I'm going to bring you into, a perfect world that you desire. You desire this perfect world with this perfect human race, where we don't hate each other and, call each other the N-word on video games all day. So for me, like when Tiff's grandma's not doing great right now, and it doesn't really help her, but for me, like, that's the thing, is like, it's like we're all on this, I always use the bus, we're on the battle bus, and it's just it's my turn to go. If I get cancer, it's my turn to jump off the bus, and we're all going to meet at this other point. I don't believe that souls are going out of existence for eternity and that person is actually gone forever. I don't believe that. So that gives me satisfaction to know that, yes, death does suck, but it's just this temporary, hey, I'll see you in a little bit type of thing. But it's also like, yeah, if you add hell to the equation, then it does become quite the miserable situation for those that don't believe in God or don't believe in Jesus. For them, yeah, it's like, that's the worst reality you could possibly think of. But yeah, sorry if that causes you to be like depressed or anything talking about that. There's some minis with it.
No, I'm not really frustrated. I don't really.
Oh, I said depressed, or because you said that
No.
subject can kind of cause you to go a certain way or something.
Yeah, we didn't go the way. There's like tiers to it. We didn't get there.
Okay, good. Let's just not do it
If I
then.
get to the existential crisis phase, then I'm like, Well, it's just I'm not even. Nope. Because, but it's like that type of thing, you know. I sink into this little funky situation, and that's where my mental illness likes to come in and be like, "Wow!" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's
Party!
do it!" Like, you know.
Your mental illness is hype. Ah, jeez.
No, literally, it's like a dog, just excited as hell. But it's like that situation, you know. Like, I don't know. It sucks. It all sucks, but it's just how it is. It's how life is. Oh, there's someone in front of you. Two people. I think those are bots. It's gonna suck.
Don't worry, babe, I'm here.
Oh, I have the long range gun.
Let's take those bandages and I'll throw a shield kick down. Not that we really need it, but you do, so you might as well take the bandages right there. Yep. Do you want that, Dante? Oh, Dante, watch out. Somebody on the hill. Really, dude, you got knocked. Guys, I got Vegeta.
Yes, I got a vagina.
Smells like fish. We're still working on Blacklist, or whatever it's called.
What's that?
TV show?
TV show? I thought you watched it. Or maybe that was
Blacklist?
Hannah or somebody
Is that
else.
with
No,
the
that
guy with
was-
the bald head?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've never
He's
seen
kind
it.
of bald. He's not like super bald. Oh, you just know what it is.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. I just know
No,
it is.
that was a DC.
It's DC, okay. Yeah. It's a good show.
Yes.
I've just been watching Big Time Rush. Actually, I watched it for a little bit, like for one day. And I stopped watching it. I need a better gun than this. I really hate the charge SMGs.
Yeah, I just don't grab them.
I don't either.
I try to use them and it always gets me killed. It's like, okay.
It literally just screws you. You can't shoot it when you need to shoot it.
And you have to charge
Oh, I'm
again.
getting shot at. I'm getting shot at.
Probably that team
Yeah.
on the hill again.
No.
Alright. I'm on the. I'm coming.
Sorry, Beerus. You fucked up, bro. Here, Dante, I can reboot you without touching your loot, so you can just go right back in and grab it. Come on, babe.
Bet.
Which is how you should reboot somebody. Like, walk over all their ammo and then... There you go. Oh, cow. There's a big pot.
Oh yeah, I should
I'm
plug
already
my shit
full
up.
on this.
Oh, here you go, Dante. There's an epic chest too. I was pretty upset when epic popped out. Alright, we still got zone.
Dante, we left shield out for you.
I took it.
Shooting to the southwest. Yeah, she's got full shield too.
Oh. I dropped minis. So
Let's catch up with Dante.
What?
I'm just looking at my tree real quick.
What's
Oh
up?
yeah, no, I found some by my body, so I took those.
We probably gotta go north anyways.
Oh, Timar.
Here's this if you want it, babe. Or Dante if you don't. I don't know what you guys got.
We both have DMRs.
Okay.
Old ones.
Going. Oh wow, went to an interesting spot. Let's go to our spot in Shifty.
Okay.
Do you have a rift, Dante?
I got 2 of them.
You do? Okay, cool. We can use yours then. But let's get as close as we can before we use it. Yeah, I could talk about that subject for quite a long time.
Oh yeah. But I mean, like with the depression part, yeah. Really, for some people, that's the crap part. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't want to be an
all
asshole to
relative, like,
somebody, yeah.
Well, that's literally like the only answer.
Like,
there is
dude, just
it's
get
all
over it, bro.
relative. Yeah, like it hurts like the same or not the same for everyone, and you can't tell if it's their fault, you know, or if you can't tell them, you know. You can't just be like, there's literally no reason. Like, you need to just kind of get over yourself. But for some people, that's the case, and for other people, it's literally just like not really something you can change. It's something you can work on. It's just not something you can change. Like,
Well, actually,
immediately.
Ooh,
I'm sure.
There's more specials.
I'm sure Tiff told you how she had a friend who had a miscarriage, and she just couldn't get over that, and her mom like.
Is that the one that? Wait, hold on. Is that the one that was dating Caleb?
That
No,
was
that's
Solana.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
Solana.
Okay, continue. Oh, Christina's the one that was mean to you, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm caught up on the lore. Continue.
Yeah, so she was like, but her mom was like, it's been long enough. You need to get over that. You need to quit being depressed and like using that as an excuse to be a certain way with your life. So, and it's so weird. It's like, how do you tell somebody how long is too long? You would think that there is, because the feeling might even feel the same. It might just feel like you're just not letting go of that feeling that came with it. You know what I mean?
There's some people, like, basically, okay, so Emily, her boyfriend Tyler, his grandpa passed away last year. It's coming up on a year. And, you know, I've told her, I was like, because he was being rude to her, you know? Like, he was acting a way he shouldn't have been acting. And she had to be honest with him. She was like, I understand that this is hard. I understand that your grandpa was, like, your favorite person in the world, but that doesn't give you an excuse to act like this, you know? This doesn't give you an excuse. You can't use that to be this type of person, you know? And it's that type of thing, too, is, like, I wouldn't necessarily, there's a point where you have to get a hold of yourself, because it's something, I wouldn't say you get over grief, it's something you grow around, but there are some people that just don't grasp it well, and that's another one of those things, is like, I don't want to say it's necessarily causing a problem, because for some people that is absolutely just horrid, you know, and I'm sure that's what it was for her, but at the same time, there is a point where it has to stop. And of course, you can't be the judge of that. You can only say so. It looks like they did. Screw it up.
Lots of crap went down here.
Oh! usually you can only like say that to someone if you're close enough to them, and I think her mom obviously was someone that could say that to her. Because I wouldn't, there's not many people that you can really do that with where it's appropriate and you know them well enough.
Yeah. Like, dude, you could do that with your buddies. Like, dude, quit being a bitch. But yeah, that's her situation, and it's like it's been a long time, and it feels like you need to let this go. And that was actually what I said to her when I was trying to like help her because we were kind of friends, and me and her were actually cool until she decided that.
Kind of friends.
No, we got along really well actually because she's just nice and respectful. It's just like she decided she wanted to be someone else, and that was going to affect everybody, even Tiffany. So it was a weird switch,
Yeah,
but I
she
told
doesn't
her
talk
that
to me anymore.
like your child wouldn't want you to suffer. Your child will want you to be happy and to move on. So do it for them. That's kind of how I see it. It's like a lot of suffering, I think, comes down to when it is the difference between what we're talking about is I think one is selfish and one's not.
Yes.
So for me,
I
like
would have
that's
to
what
agree with
helps.
that.
Yeah, that's what can help get somebody out of a loop. And some people, like myself, I didn't know what was going on, and I wanted it to stop, and I just wanted to understand how to make it stop. And I did. So for me, that's why I don't even like somebody might be doing that and might not even be really aware that they're doing it. So I just tell them what I went through and hope that that helps them. That I basically realized that I was being selfish and that I needed to stop.
Yeah, that's like one of the things that I've realized is you can't people are only gonna like learn it when it's their problem, when they go through it and when they get through it. Uh, and that's the other thing too, is like telling someone to get over it is different than telling someone you gotta move.
Yeah, we will.
Yes,
You
we
want me to
do.
use the rift here in a second?
Oh no, we're fine. We can slow rotate to the south. I'm just waiting for
Um,
everybody else to move out.
but like I said with grief, it's you don't get over it, you know? You grow around it. So it's I'd say, people be like, I lost this part of myself.
Excuse me.
Like, yeah, no, absolutely you did, and that's gonna be gone forever, but you grow around it and you gain other people and other experiences and that type of thing. Like I think I posted a picture, I'll have to find it on my Instagram story a while ago that I think would explain it pretty well that I'll have to send to you. But
Okay.
it's like that thing. Like don't you're never gonna get over it. It's not that type of thing. Like I will never get over like my mom, but I can grow around it.
Did you get that, Dante? Yeah, I'd be interested in
It's
discussing that more to
yeah.
understand that
Like
better.
I don't think you can't just get over that kind of stuff with the kind of the way it affects you, but you can grow around it and become a bigger person.
You stay in the top of the tornado for now. I can't go up. It's not going up.
Rising down. Yeah.
Oh, the tornado died, I think.
Okay, Dante. We need your rifts in case we
Right
start
here.
getting shot. Oh wait, there's
It's
a good
me
bush right here, Dante.
right here. Okay.
This is the bush we were in last time, babe.
Yes, yes, yes.
Cool.
But yeah, I'll find that picture and send it to you because I think it's more helpful to look at. It's because like, you don't know until you go through it, and you're never gonna learn something yourself. I've told my friends, I'm like, I am giving you this advice, but it's not gonna transfer, because you're not gonna figure it out until you figure it out. Just keep this in mind while you're figuring it out, because it might help you figure it out faster. But can't get over it, but you can grow around it, and that's the thing too. Is like that's what you need to realize is like I think you should always keep that person that means something to you, like in your heart, because I think that they're a part of you and you carry that on with you every day by like continuing to live and by continuing to try and be a better person and just growing up and growing out. But like you said with Christina, that was selfish what she was doing,
Hmm.
that makes sense.
Dropping gun.
Yeah, and I think it's
Because
just
it's
important
different when
to
you hurt
present it to
people.
people in a way that they can help themselves. So
Someone's
it's like,
rebooting.
yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's different
Hey
when you
guys,
hurt
never mind.
people
Don't fight these
from
guys.
that.
Sorry, go ahead, Dante.
It's different when you hurt people from that. You you don't ever want to hurt people. And I think that's the thing a lot of people get mixed up in is like they think it's all about them. No, everyone else has a life. Everyone else has stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah, and that's where like even with her or with other people, I still even try to approach them from that they might just not want to feel that way and that they don't understand that they're causing it, you know. So let's just try to present it to even somebody who's doing it knowingly for selfish reasons as like unless you think that just being like straight up and just being like you're being a selfish bitch, you need to stop. You know, that's probably I don't know because the problem that you run into and we've seen this is that you tend to want to comfort them, and I think that's part of the cycle, right? Is they want, oh, thank you for making me feel better, and after talking to you I feel much better, and then it's like now they're dependent on you or other people to provide that comfort. So
I think usually, especially with like the stuff I've been through and like my family, you know, and things I've watched people go through, is I've realized, you know, it's really not my place. It's like shitty as that sounds. Like if they're not, like Christina's mom, I feel like that was her place for sure. But like it's just there's a certain point where you can't say anything about it. You know, you don't know enough. It's not your situation. You've never been through it. And that's like the other thing too is like I know this is really something that you guys are against, but like for example, like abortion, I think it's
babe, I need shield if we don't get hit by that Kamehameha.
It's different for everyone. You know, like everyone's life is so complex. Just we all experience our lives; they're all extremely complex. There's only. You want me to rift?
Let me hit this, and then there's two solos. Or no, wait, there's two people. Let's go ahead and rift and land south on that guy.
Just ping him.
Let's kick some ass. I have to figure out right here.
Okay. We need to get the Kamehameha guy first if we can. He's over there. I think over there.
I'm coming in hot, bro. This is your strategy?
Ow. But you know, I don't see myself, you know, being here as someone that's here to help other people that are going through things. If I ask for help, I help them.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna like put in. Like if I think that was like one of your fatal flaws with Christina was trying to reach out and like speak on something that you've never experienced. And
well, I actually didn't do that.
Point.
She commented on one of my posts about abortion. I took it off of the public platform in a personal message in a kind way to try to remove that ego that happens on that like public platform as I'm defending my righteousness because I'm defending this idea and tried to say, hey, I understand. So it went into abortion. And then I was trying to be very sensitive, and I even said, like, there's no way that I understand how that feeling is, but I would imagine that being would want you to not spend your life in misery, and that they would want you to be happy. So
she just came in there angry for no reason.
Yeah, she's just dealing with her own stuff. So
yeah,
and not in the best way.
Like, you know, I don't come to people trying to help them out unless they ask me. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't really know what's going on. I've been through it all, though. If you want to talk, I got you. But yeah, I'm going to get off because I have to fold laundry. But you guys have a fantastic night.
That's pretty much you don't take.
You guys, bye.
Gonna watch an episode. Oh, you're still there? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I turned it off and it didn't turn off. So bye.
I guess we'll watch an episode and then pass out. Is that what you want to do? Okay, I don't hear you, but I hear you in the other room. I didn't look at any comments of the stream. That's funny. I just ignored everybody. GG, Ali, I'm so sorry. Oh, a bunch of it was just porn advertisement. That's hilarious. Slurpee, you should have a podcast. That's right. If you do the right thing, you will live longer, but some people are insecure and jealous. I didn't realize people were listening and commenting. That's so funny. When I want to be happy, I play Fortnite. That's hilarious. The why? I feel bad for not seeing people's comments. Sorry, guys.